All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Monday Zoom and Learn. My name is Tommy Dutcher. I'm the area sales manager for California Title. And I know that your time is extremely valuable, so I thank you for taking the time out to learn something new today, hopefully. My co-host, Mary Jane Morris, is not with us today. She has a dentist appointment that she needs to attend to get a tooth repaired. So our thoughts are with her, but she is the sales manager for Southern California Escrow, and she has a great VIP program that she'll go out for your sellers and do their seller's packet and notarization at the home included in that package. So if you guys do not know her or use her, please reach out to her. She is wonderful. And today we're going to jump right into it. I am going to share some things in regards to finding off-market properties. In this market, it's extremely crazy trying to get things still accepted with lack of inventory or different things that play a part when you don't have as many properties for sale that we are normally used to. But before I get there, I want to let everybody know that all of these Zoom and Learns are recorded, and you can find them all on YouTube. Just search Tommy Dutcher on YouTube, and you will find every single Zoom and Learn we've done. There's probably about 90 something of them now. You can pretty much find them on almost any topic, or if you miss a week, you'll be able to go back and take a look at them. So I wanted to plug that in there. But for today, let's get started on some off-market properties, shall we? Again, I'm the area sales manager for California Title. You can find all my information at tommyfortitle.com. That's the number 4 title. And today we're going to cover some things in regards to locating off-market properties. So if I can just get some of my stuff out here, I'll be able to start it. Give me a second here. All right, let's do it this way, I guess. All right, no, well, I just started it over. Let me stop sharing and see if I can share the right one. Andrew, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Showing the PowerPoint. Now I cannot.
All right. Let me get the PowerPoint up here. Well, PowerPoint doesn't want to cooperate, so we'll go without the PowerPoint. All right, so off-market properties. We know that in today's market, it's extremely difficult to find, not only find the property that suits your client, right, with all the characteristics that they're looking for, but in a location in which they're looking to purchase as well. So my goal today is to show you a way of maybe shortening that path, right? So I'm sure each and every agent that's on here or watching saw or experienced, I should say, writing an order or an offer for a client, and multiple offers come in and your client gets beat out for whatever reason. But they loved the house, they loved the area it was in, and they were bummed. And then they're not finding anything that suits them in the area in which they want to live. And that process is taking much longer to find, right? Or they're settling. And so when that happens, I want to give you an opportunity to be able to help them find the exact house that they want in the area in which they want. So with that, the program that we use is my internal program for California Title. which is Title Advantage. And a little bit about our system is it is proprietary. So it's built in-house. Our IT department builds it, manages the system. We do take feedback and tweak things based on feedback or add things based on feedback. But this is not a cookie cutter program like a Title Pro or Title Toolbox, where multiple title companies are using the same programs and they only do so much. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you it from the inside out and how to locate those kind of off-market properties specific to what your buyers were looking for. So this is Title Advantage, and it's very streamlined. So it's very user-friendly, easy to use. I'm not going to go through this program from start to finish. I do have videos on that you can find on the YouTube page. I'm specifically going to just target and talk to today finding off-market properties. So once you're logged into the system, and if you need access, again, you're going to go to Tommy for Title. That's TOMMY, the number 4, TITLE.com. But you're going to go into farms, okay? And in farms, let's say that your client put in an offer on a house in, I don't know, Temecula. And they put in an offer and they did not get accepted as the winning offer, right? But they loved the neighborhood. They fell in love with the house and the floor plan. And you're trying to find them that house in the same neighborhood, right? You know what they like, you know what they're looking for. So in here, I'm going to pinpoint those houses, right? So I'm just going to come in and say, address that I know, that my clients were interested in a house in Temecula, and it was this house pinpointed right here, okay? And we got beat out on it. But I know this neighborhood, and I know that there are other floor plans that are the same floor plans. And I know that they want to be specifically right here because their kids go to school within walking distance. And so we really want to look in this neighborhood for that exact house. So I'm going to do two things. Before I start my farm, I'm going to go into properties. I'm going to just search that house, which I had already pre-searched here. Okay, so here was the house. And I want to go to a quick profile and look at a couple things. I want to look at the exact square footage of that house. That tells me the model easier than searching for, different things in tracks, etc. As far as bedrooms and bathrooms, I don't get as hung up on that because the square footage within that small perimeter, when I search exactly, is going to pull that up. So what I want to do is just capture that 2630 square feet, right? And then when I go back to my farm, I'm going to search a polygon farm right here. And I'm going to plug in that address, and I'm going to recenter it, and it's going to pinpoint me in that neighborhood. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a farm real quick, and I'm not going to, again, go through exactly how to build it. I want you to see it done firsthand. I'm always available to one-on-one or group show this and go more in depth of even more of what my system can do. But right now, we're just going to target on that, looking for that off-market property, right? So here's my subject house. I want to draw a polygon. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to go here to draw polygon. And I'm going to do it by clicks. So I click and drag. Okay. And I know my neighborhood here because, well, I'm a great agent, I guess, right? So I'm going to come in and draw where I know these houses are for this specific neighborhood. Oops. I'm just going to outline the entire neighborhood right there, okay? And I'm going to go to filter real quick, and I'm going to click SFR, single family residence only, and click done. That way, if there's any association property or what have you in here, it's going to just take that out. And then way I don't have to work around it. And then I'm just going to get count. And it's going to come up and tell me a couple things. It's going to tell me there's 98 properties there in that immediate neighborhood. Going to tell me the owner occupancy rate is 86, almost 87%, which is awesome. So we're looking for somebody who wants to sell. And I'm going to name this. So I would name this something specific. Paseo del Sol, and I'm going to say the Joneses. Okay. So Mr. and Mrs. Jones is looking for a house. That way I know that this farm was for them. And I'm going to create that farm real quick. And it's going to pull back and it's right here. And I'm going to click on the farm and open it. Now I want to really do a deep dive on this farm. And within our system to do a deep dive, you're going to open up your existing farm, which I have open here. And I can view it in many ways. I can see it as a list. I can view it on a map. I can export it as an Excel file or a PDF. I could share it and email it out or share it with somebody else internally. I could view the turnover history, which tells me the 12-month, the 5-year, 10-year, 15-year. I could look at a market snapshot, which will tell me just within that neighborhood, it'll give me a nice market snapshot over the last year to 2 years, and which are great for listing presentations, by the way. But for today, we want to do a farm focus. It's going to let me do a deep dive on this farm. Okay, so I'm going to click on farm focus and create a new farm focus. Let's see if it took. Okay. And when that opens, it's going to pinpoint and it's going to map everything out here. The little circles with the blank, that's a non-owner occupied. One with the little body in it, owner occupied. Okay. Our subject property was right here on the end. And I know that the square footage was 2630 square feet, right? Whoops. 2630 square feet. Now, I put a max in there and I'm gonna put a minimum 2630 square feet, okay? And you'll notice that it tells me that I have 11 houses with the same exact floor plan. Now, I know because I know this neighborhood that that exact house had an option for a bedroom and a bathroom downstairs. If that was not a determining factor on them liking that house and they would be okay with having an office downstairs, an extended living room, or the way that the builder did it standard, which was a tandem garage, then ultimately there would be more variety. But with the exact square footage with a bedroom, bath downstairs, it gives me 11 houses. Now, I could take out this minimum and I want every floor plan, regardless of that downstairs bedroom or not. I could put number of stories too. And now I have 40 houses that are the same layout, floor plan, upstairs and downstairs, minus some of them have tandem garages, some of them have a bedroom downstairs or an extended living room downstairs, right? But I know that it's the floor plan they're looking for. Now, I could take this and export this into an Excel file. I can dissect it and do many things with it. I can send a mailer to the house. I can send postcards. I can door knock it. I could one-off really look and drive the neighborhood and look at the houses and say, based on this, they only want to be on this road and this road, and change my search, right? Whatever it may be, there's numerous ways that I can pinpoint and hit on these homeowners. Now, I could take it one step further and say, I only want somebody who has owned for at least 2 years, right? So now I can go in here and say, okay, I'm going to put 04/01/2020. And it took a couple off, took 5 houses off. But I know that every single one that's still yellow here is the same floor plan in the same exact neighborhood, and they've owned for at least 2 years. Okay, now I can then take this list and do what I want with it. And there's many things you can do with it, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit further down the road. But I want to show you this in real time again. Let's say, let's just say that down here, let's move down here. The neighborhood that's next to it, we'll just take that, Via Bejarano. Let's go to Google. And Andrew, as I pop into Google, just give me a heads up that you do still see my screen.
You bet.
All right, so this is the neighborhood next, Via Bejarano. And let's say we just want this house right here. This was the house that we put an offer in on, we didn't get it. And we want to see if there's any other models just like it, right? Just like it, almost identical. And I go back Title Advantage, I'm gonna go to properties. I'm gonna search a new property. I'm gonna plug in that exact property, 92592, zip code, and search. Oops, did something wrong there. California County, 92592, 32. Let me make sure I have that right. 32184. 32184. 92592. Okay. 32184 Via Bejarano. There it is. Okay. Quick profile. All I want to know is that square footage, right? So I'm 3954 square feet, much larger houses in that next neighborhood. And then what I'm going to do is go to farms. Polygon. I'm going to plug in, whoops. Via Bejarano. Nine 2592. So I pinpoint that house on my map. I'll zoom out just a little bit here so that everybody can see it. Come back in a little bit. All right. So I want this neighborhood right over here. We're going to search for that exact house. I'll draw a polygon. Take it right up to the edge, all the way down. I'm just going to take it all the way over like this, cut it across. Back up to the same neighborhood in which I had before. And I'll highlight that whole area. Again, take out everything but single family residence. And now get count, right? And if you guys have questions as I'm going through this, by all means, just ask. Via Bejarano. And I'll put the Jones again. Create the farm. Right here's my farm. I'll open it up. We'll see what the owner occupancy. So I'm 84% owner occupancy. We've had 10% turn ratio in the last 12 months. Okay. So I'm gonna go farm focus again. Narrow this farm down. Create. And in here, we want minimum or maximum square footage, 3954. So it shows you right in this neighborhood. Now I circled all of this, right? But that model was only built right here. So I have 16 homes right here that meet that same house that I found on a map here. Well, this one has a pool. So let's take a look at that and say, okay, I have the same floor plan, but now let's look and see which ones only have pools. All right, so out of 16, I have 10 that have pools that meet the same exact floor plan, same house, same neighborhood, in the same area. Now, to me, I would think that that would be some great selling points is you're reaching out to these houses with the notion of like, hey, I have a buyer My buyer put in an offer on a house on Via Bejarano and got beat out on that offer and did not get it. They love the neighborhood, they love the floor plan, and they really, really want one with a pool. Have you thought of selling? Right? And by looking and reaching out to these people, is you can have more of a direct, streamlined approach to exactly what your client's looking for. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So now it's how you get in contact with these people, right? So there's numerous ways. Again, I could come in here and save this farm, and let's say they only want one with a pool, so I'll leave it as that. I'll name it down here, and we'll name this Via Bejarano Jones, and I'll put FF for Farm Focus, and I'll create. Oops. Somehow I got logged out there. So let me go back to that. Go to my farms. I apologize, I dropped my mouse and it completely logged me out there. So let me see if it's in here. Via Bejarano. So here's my Farm Focus right here. I can open it up, give it a second, and then I'm going to export it. And it exports as a CSV file. And Andrew, let me know if when I open this, if you're seeing the CSV file or not.
Sounds good.
Do you see the CSV file?
Not yet, it's loading.
All right, so let me stop it and then share again the CSV file. So in here, your CSV file will give you the site address over here, all the property information, the APN number. They're all the same floor plan, so all the same square footage, bedrooms, bath. Gives you the owner's names. Gives you their mailing address in case it's different. Some of them, a couple of them were rentals. It'll give you the last sales price on most, the sales date right here. That won't open any further right now. My sharing, but it'll tell you the sales date, what it sold for. Okay. Then you could take this again and you can do a mailer, postcard. You can print out a CMA and deliver it to the door and introduce yourself and let them know that, you're an agent in the area, you represent a buyer that put in an offer on the house down the street that just closed. I don't know if they noticed that. Unfortunately, they did not get it. They love the floor plan, they love the neighborhood, and they're looking to see if any other homeowners in the neighborhood with the same floor plan are interested in selling. By the way, do you know what your house is worth? And hand them a CMA. You can reach out to them and call them. And there's different ways of getting phone numbers for all of these properties. And some are easier than others, and some are more difficult. It just depends on what you want to put into it. I can show you free ways of searching all these properties and these owners to get their phone numbers to call them. Or I can introduce you to different programs where you just plug the CSV file in and it'll dial for you, right? Either way, there's numerous ways that you can go about getting in touch with these people. I think the biggest thing is right now, agents are getting beat out, buyers are getting beat out on these offers, and they're in specific neighborhoods. And guess what? There's not 30 homes for sale in these neighborhoods. There's like one, maybe two. So, is your buyer taking a step backwards every time they get beat out and trying to figure out what their next move is, or another neighborhood that they may be interested in that may be suitable for what they want, but it's not really what they want? And, how do you shorten that time span from when you start working with that buyer until when, you're closing a property for them? And not only that is, as well as I do, as soon as that new house goes on the market, a lot of times it's going on coming soon. So there's already interest risen on it, but it goes active and it's like, flies on dog poop, pardon my French, right? So how do you avoid that as an agent as well? Well, you avoid that by doing some homework and reaching out to some of these properties that are off market and having conversations. Because you'd be surprised, but I have agents doing this where they're reaching out to homeowners because it's the same exact floor plan. And they're like, no, I'm sorry, we're not looking to sell. But the Smiths on the corner are looking to sell. It's not the same floor plan, but maybe your buyer hasn't seen that floor plan, right? And just having conversations sparks interest like that. So I'm going to open it up for some conversation. I can go into 10 different ways of finding different properties that meet your client's needs. And it's easy to say, oh, we could do a farm in an area because your clients want to be in Sail del Sol or they want to be here. It's another to take it and say, I've shown my client a particular house. They love it. They put in an offer, an aggressive offer, still got beat out, And a lot of times, these offers, especially in that exact neighborhood right there, I can tell you that one of the houses we looked for sold for $85,000 over asking price. Okay. A lot of times that's just pricing buyers out of the market. They were already going to their means. And then all of a sudden they're going against an offer that's 80 grand over and they don't qualify for that. But the homeowners in the area don't know right away exactly what that home sold for. So when you're knocking on the door and they see that it was listed at 825, they have no idea it closed at 905 yet in a lot of cases. So, if you can get them early and be like, yeah, it's listed at 825,000 and they got beat out on it. They may look at it and go, wow, I bought this house at 425,000 and now it's worth 825, right? Would your buyers have qualified at 850? Possibly. Right. So it just puts you in the game without the competition knocking on the door yet. And I think that's the biggest thing is how can you get in front of these homeowners before the house is listed, before they have all these buyers coming to look at the house, before they have agents, calling for showings, et cetera. It makes it a lot easier to be able to have conversation and negotiate direct when the competition's not knocking on the door, right? And that's what this will allow you to do, okay? Now I'm going to show you one other thing within my system. If you're not signed up in my system yet, again, just go to tommyfortitle.com. I'll put that back up on the screen in a minute. But you can register, it'll come to me and I will approve you, okay? Within my system here, I'll just go back to the home screen. If you come to the home screen like this and you go to more tools on mobile or not on mobile, there's a little button right here that says matchmaker, okay? If you fill this out, let's say that you're showing a property to a buyer, they got beat out. You want me to go ahead and pull this for you? All you gotta do is fill this out. It'll come to me. And in here, you're gonna put, Mr. Jones or what have you. You don't have to give me their full name. Just give me the last name so I know how to address it for you. The target address, tell me the address you wrote an offer in on, because then I can pinpoint the exact, make and model. If there's multiples and you can give me multiple addresses, great. There is a little area at the bottom here, supplemental information. You can give me multiples if you want. But I can pull these and I can just send them right into your system within my system. So you don't have to take time to do it yourself. I like the easy button. That's the easy button. It doesn't get any easier. I just pull it for you and send it to you. So I wanted to show you that button as well to make things even easier, because you'll spend less time trying to find the off-market property than you will trying to find the exact property that's going to suit them sometimes when you don't have enough to choose from. All right, so I'm going to open it up for questions. I usually have a handful. There isn't a stupid question out there, because if you're thinking it, somebody else is. So let's have a conversation and see how I can help. So let me Go ahead and make it to where everybody can unmute themselves if they wish. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. For those that are watching it on replay or what have you, if you have questions, you put them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible.